if Islam wins is a stretch, you know. Islam's big, man. I've never seen Ilia in person, but he seems smaller. I know obviously he can knock anyone out. I do think if they fight, Ilia can knock anybody out from 45 to 170. He has the skills, the power, the technique, and but we've just never seen him in there with somebody that big and somebody with that caliber of wrestling.
Bro, he hits mitts like a world champion boxer.
Yeah.
Bro, the guy
Yeah,
is
that's
clean.
crispy.
Clean.
Joe Rogan couldn't believe what he saw. From Ilia Topuria's crazy training routines to Conor McGregor jumping right back into the testing pool and trolling Topuria with edited photos, the UFC world is getting wild. Arman Tsarukyan is now publicly calling out Justin Gaethje, saying Gaethje's ducking him. Khabib Nurmagomedov has made it very clear he's never coming back. And in a surprise twist, Stipe Miocic has quietly stepped into a totally new life. As a photographer for the Cleveland Browns, it's been a whirlwind. So let's catch you up. Conor McGregor is officially back in the UFC's testing pool. He confirmed it himself through several Instagram posts, and he didn't hold back.
They're going great. The White House, Dana White said, you and John Jones, that's a real deal. I'm going home, I'm going to get the head down, I'm going to rest. They're testing me, I'm in the pool. I says, you understand, man, I thought that's what the pills are for, jumping in and out, but I'm back in the pool.
He posted a photo with a blood tester on his yacht, captioning it, "Blood tester on my yacht." Then came a shot of his shoulder with a plaster. The caption, "Blood from the shoulder." But he wasn't done. Next was a photo of him holding a cup of urine, writing, "I piss excellence." Then, he shared a video clip where you could still see the plaster on his shoulder. The caption explained, "I gave my first blood test. That is what the plaster is on my shoulder. I am ecstatic. I am in shape." You could hear laughter in the background.
How do you think you would beat Ilia Topuria? I grab him with the scruff of the chest and slap that little nose off him, yeah? Little ding-dong of a thing he is, yeah? I'm f***ing Spanish. I'm in Marbella, bro, yeah? You little fool, I'll cave your head in. You little short-ass thick, I'll box your jaw in. On sight. I'm in Marbella, Spain, yeah? See what happens here.
After all that, McGregor threw a jab at Ilia Topuria. He posted a photoshopped image of Topuria's head on his own body during a UFC walkout, complete with the mohawk and fight gear. There was no caption, just laughing emojis. Topuria hasn't replied, at least not directly, but McGregor knows the rules. He must stay in the testing pool for 6 months and give at least 2 clean samples before he can return to fight.
Sport is big here in Spain. I'm not here for no reason, my man.
Maybe Ilia Topuria.
Topuria, slap him back, slap the head off him, no problem. No problemo. Slap him back to Georgia.
McGregor hasn't fought since July 2021, when he broke his leg against Dustin Poirier. Topuria, on the other hand, has just become a 2-weight champion. People are already comparing him to McGregor, not just because of his knockout power, but because he's rising fast at a similar age. McGregor's mocking posts are clearly a reaction to all the buzz around those comparisons. Now, about Stipe...
No way!
Stipe Miocic, the former UFC heavyweight champ, has taken on a surprising new role. And no, it's not coaching or commentating. He's now a photographer and content creator for the NFL's Cleveland Browns. After officially retiring from MMA in late 2024, following his long-delayed fight with John Jones at UFC 309, Stipe swapped punches for pictures.
He's had an incredible career, and you know, it doesn't diminish who he was at heavyweight and what he's accomplished here. You know, when you think about Stipe, he's made a lot of money. He's been a firefighter. He'll retire with his pension and all the things. Stipe is going to have a great life.
He first showed up as the Dog Pound captain, which is just a fun honorary role at Browns home games. At first, fans thought it was just a cool one-time appearance, but then he was seen shadowing the Browns media team, camera in hand, directing shots, and even giving feedback on creative content. It became obvious. Stipe wasn't just hanging around. He had joined the team for real. He confirmed it himself while chatting with Browns star Myles Garrett during a shoot. He introduced himself with a smile, saying, "I'm a content creator now. That's what I do." Fans went wild. Social media lit up with comments like, "Stipe's got the best life ever. Only this man could be both UFC champion and Browns photographer in one lifetime." And honestly, it makes sense. Stipe has always done things his way.
I always think about retiring since my first fight. It's always been like that. And, here we are now. So
3 years ago, when you walked out of the Apex after the Francis Ngannou fight, what did you think was going to happen? What did you want to happen? Can you take us back to like that moment in your life and your career?
I honestly didn't know it was going to happen.
And now to Joe Rogan, who once again shook the MMA world. He saw new footage of Islam Makhachev's training camp and gave a serious warning aimed directly at Ilia Topuria. He's too dangerous right now. On his podcast, Rogan admitted he was impressed and honestly a little worried by what he saw. He said Islam is operating on a whole new level: skill, power, speed. If Topuria is really thinking about moving up to lightweight, he better know what he's walking into. Rogan called it a war.
Islam Makhachev is huge. I mean, that guy, how he makes 155 is... I don't understand it. Every time I stand next to him, like...
He described Islam's training as violent precision. His wrestling, his movement, so clean, so tight, especially in live grappling. He's huge, man, Rogan said. Fast, clean technique, everything's locked in right now. Then he added, Ilia, I'm telling you, you better be ready.
And last one from me. Earlier today, Islam Makhachev did an interview and said he's not ruling out coming back down to 155. But if it was up to you, would you rather fight him at 170 to get that third title, or would you be willing to fight him at 55 because that's the division that people say he might be the best at?
It would be much better for me to fight him in 170. And I will beat him and get the third title. That will be the best scenario.
But Topuria isn't stepping back. On Rogan's own podcast, which hit 1.4 million views in one day, Topuria was very clear. I'm not doing any #1 contender fights. I'm not fighting anyone unless it's for the title. That confidence has won him a lot of support, especially among newer UFC fans. But not everyone's sold.
Out fighting in 155? Without? No, I don't agree. Because Islam already give chance, and people talk bad about, like, oh, he fight 2 times with Volkanovski, but the UFC pushed this fight, and this fight was good in first fight. But why Islam have to give 3 times chance for 145 champion? Why? It's not fair for 155 pounds.
Right,
But if he move up and he beat somebody like Charles Oliveira...
Henry Cejudo had something to say about that. A title shot should be earned, not handed out, he said. He's amazing, but this is 155. You don't just jump the line because you did well at 145. Khabib Nurmagomedov also weighed in a more quiet, respectful way. He said Islam's legacy shouldn't be put at risk on matchups with untested lightweights. Islam is on track to be the greatest, Khabib said during a Q&A in Dagestan. He needs meaningful fights.
Topuria is vacated, right? So that's the difference now, is Topuria is saying, like, I'm no longer at that division, like I'm now at lightweight.
With the confidence from knocking out Holloway and Volkanovski back to back, he thinks that, hey, I can knock these guys out. But the only fight he's had at 55, he's gotten dropped by Jai Herbert, and then we've seen him get like out muscled and out wrestled by a couple guys at 45. I think Islam's just going to be way too big for it.
Islam becomes the welterweight world champion. For sure, I'm going to push for that shot also, and I will move to the welterweight division.
Meanwhile, Reddit MMA was buzzing about something Rogan kept repeating: how big Islam looked. That sparked old debates. Is Makhachev a weight bully? But many fans pointed out he stood next to Renato Moicano recently, and they looked almost the same. So maybe Rogan wasn't reacting to size. Maybe it was the sheer presence, the strength, the dominance.
First of all, by the way, Armin said yes to Gaethje. He said, meet me at this weight, and they said no.
Yeah.
So I feel like the internet doesn't give this guy the break that he deserves. Like, he never said no.
I think we're in today's society, when it comes to mixed martial arts, it's okay for an athlete to say no. The reason why is because, one, this is a business and he's a professional athlete. Why is it wrong if an athlete says that, right? Now he's just now getting back into training, and now he's gonna fight.
So no big bets from your own pockets?
No, I can put the bets. I can put like a $500,000 if he beat me. If I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000. So I can put it that.
Okay, so he's willing to make handshake bets.
If he wants to make that, so I'm down, and we can shake hand, fight. If I lose, I'll give him $500,000.
Regardless of size, Rogan's main point was clear. Makhachev is looking sharper than ever. After beating Volkanovski twice and ruling over 155, many believe he's already the best pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC. If Topuria is serious about challenging him now, it could be bold, maybe even legendary, but also a massive risk. And then there's Arman Tsarukyan. He's had enough of being ignored. He's now calling out Justin Gaethje directly, saying Gaethje doesn't deserve a title shot unless he faces faces him first. Tsarukyan, who served as backup for the UFC 317 title fight, believes he's the real next in line. But with Ilia Topuria chasing his own path and Gaethje pushing for a title shot too, Arman's not staying quiet. He's putting the pressure on. It all started when Gaethje hinted that if he doesn't get a title shot soon, he might walk away from the sport. Tsarukyan didn't flinch. He hit back fast with a jab on X, formerly Twitter. "Congratulations on an amazing career. Enjoy your retirement." That comment went viral. It wasn't just sarcastic. It was bold, confident, and full of fire. And Arman didn't stop there. In interviews and social media, he made one thing clear. Beating Rafael Fiziev on short notice doesn't automatically earn you a title shot. "That's just one fight," he said. "If Gaethje wants to prove something, he should prove it against him." But Gaethje isn't the only one Tsarukyan is targeting. He's also come after Topuria. In one video, Arman posted a clip of himself chasing a duck, meant to mock Topuria, calling him out for avoiding real challenges. The message was loud and clear. Topuria may have the belt, but he's not fighting the toughest guys, and Tsarukyan wants the world to see that. That tension exploded even more when Topuria started talking about maybe defending his title against Gaethje or even Paddy Pimblett. That set off alarms in Tsarukyan's camp. His team fired back hard, saying, "How is someone like Paddy, who's never fought a ranked contender, even being considered for a title shot?" They were furious. Even with Gaethje, they said, "Okay, he's a legit name, but only if he goes through Arman first, not instead of him. This isn't just talk, it's strategy." Tsarukyan wants a fight that locks in his spot. He doesn't want to just move up the rankings. He wants to eliminate all excuses. He's already got serious momentum after beating Charles Oliveira back in April. Now, taking down Gaethje would do two things: cement his claim and take away one of the UFC's easiest Topuria opponents. While all of this is going on, Khabib Nurmagomedov has finally answered the question people won't stop asking. Will he ever come back? Once again, his answer is a solid no, but this time his reasoning hit differently. In a rare public interview, Khabib explained that it's not just about stepping back into the cage, it's the camps, the grind, the sacrifice, the time away from family. He doesn't want to live like that anymore. "I know what it takes," he said calmly. "It's not just one fight, it's months of work, total commitment and isolation, and he's not willing to do that again." Khabib said he's happy with his legacy. He's enjoying life now, running his businesses, coaching and being close to his family. His answer wasn't just a retirement reminder, it was a choice built on deep values. Khabib said if he ever came back, it would have to be as the exact same focused, disciplined man who retired undefeated at 29-0. And if he can't be that version of himself, he's not coming back. What makes this hit even harder is how different Khabib is from other retired fighters. Many say they're done, then tease returns. Some actually do retire and come back over and over. But Khabib, he's always been different. When he retired in 2020, after his father and lifelong coach Abdulmanap passed away, it was emotional, but real. He promised his mother he wouldn't fight again without his father, and he's kept that promise. Since then, Khabib has stayed close to the sport, but only as a coach and mentor. He built Eagle FC, he guided Islam Makhachev all the way to UFC Gold, and he's become one of MMA's most respected voices outside the cage. He's not tempted by fame or by one last big payday. He's not staying out because he can't fight. He's staying out because he respects what fighting demands. He said, "It's not about age. I'm still 36, but I don't have the hunger to fight anymore. I have other goals." That kind of clarity has earned him even more respect. Fans, fighters, coaches, everyone sees how rare it is, and his influence is still felt. Just look at Islam. Islam's rise has kept Khabib's legacy alive, just in a new way. But if you were still hoping for a comeback, a final dream match, it's time to let it go. Khabib has shut that door. He's done everything he set out to do, and he walked away while still on top. So now it's your turn. What do you think of everything happening in the UFC right now? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.